Welcome back to another episode of the Wednesday Icon Talk. Tonight, we're going to be interviewing our mogul. We have our men of God unleashing legacy successfully. Tonight, we're interviewing our Assistant Dean Imam, Dr. Salahuddin Muhammad Chaplain, and he is the founder of Muhammad's Marriage and Relationship Services. And he just graduated last August.
Yes, he did.
Yes, and he's already back and he's getting interviewed. And he's going to be interviewed by our Chancellor, who is the founder. She is the founder of our show, both our God Success Teach and Pray in the morning and our Wednesday Icon Talk. And she's also the founder of GODSU. So without any further ado, we have the Right Honorable Her Excellency, Dr. Diane Moore-Eubanks. Chaplain, take us away.
Thank you so much. And I couldn't even sleep last night because I knew today I get to speak to one of my favorite people in the whole wide world, which is, of course, one of our board members. You forgot to mention. And so please add that up the top in the new magazine that he is one of our board members and he is being elevated to full deanship. Okay, and professorship. This man here, you know what, I can just go on forever. So let me just read what's in the magazine about this mogul with his beautiful wife. I'm looking at them here in Tanzania. So wonderful, wonderful. All right, so Imam Dr. Salahuddin M. Mohammed is a retired chaplain. Well, he retired, he came back to GODSU. So anyway. We put him to work, ladies and gentlemen.
That's right.
8 years on the job, New York State Department of Corrections and Supervision in Beacon, New York. He's a retired senior imam of Masjid al-Ikhlas for 26 years on the job, Newburgh, New York, and retired contract chaplain, 17 years at Bard College. And that's also in New York, past president of his Alumni Association at Hartford Seminary. And also he's been a professor for 28 years, guys. He has his earned PhD. He is a graduate from so many great top universities between New York and New Jersey. And he's into health and wellness. He's a certified relationship coach, a premarital and marriage facilitator. And he's also a moderator in our upcoming Empower You conference. And his topic will be the importance of family life and building business. And that's something he knows about. And he will be interviewing all 5 members of the Eubanks family because we do what he talks about. We are about it. And his expertise, he is doing fantastic courses here at GODSU in Islamic studies, as well as Islamic chaplaincy, theology, marital facilitating. He is also a motivational speaker. He's an expert. His body of work is in criminal justice issues, social justice issues, inmate advocacy. He's an author, guys, of bridging the divide between immigrant and African-American Muslims by utilizing the concept of Tawhid as the catalyst. He is married to the beautiful, fabulous Fonda Kit, a smile that will knock you off your feet. That's kind. And I mean, let me explain to you about kind. Kind is when you allow your husband at 12 midnight to be working with the chancellor, the vice chancellor, everybody at GODSU, while you sit there looking at him like, Negro, are you crazy? But she still has him doing it all the time. And so we have grown to love him. Besides myself, he is the top person outside of corporate in terms of encouraging and teaching and spreading the news about God. That's all he does. He's not a recruiter. He's not that. I'm a recruiter. I love doing that. He doesn't do that. What he does is he teaches people about GODSU and they just fall in love with the concept. So without further ado, I want to bring to you one of my favorite people in the world, Imam Dr. Salahuddin Mohammed. How are you, mogul man of God?
I am fine. Thank you so much. I'm so grateful to Almighty God for being here with you, Your Excellency, and also Excellency Dakar. It's just so wonderful to be on this program with you again. And one of the things that came to my mind, I was going through something and I saw a statement by someone who or everybody loves all over the world, and that's Muhammad Ali. And he's known to have said that service is the rent that we pay for being on this earth. And I
Yes.
was like, wow, I mean, that's really true because those of us who are committed, that's what we do. We are serving people. Even when we get in these top leadership positions, we always put servant in front of that because that's what we are. We are servants and we believe that we are doing God's will. And so I'm so thankful to be a part of God's you, where I could put my talents to use for the school. So I'm so thankful for you having me here and grateful.
We are thankful. We are grateful. We thank God every day for you. So, man of God, tell me something. What has been the key to your journey to success? And how could you've done all these things for 28 years, 26 years, and look like a young look at him, look like a young honey.
Mhm.
Well, I tell you,
How you do
it's again the commitment to God and being a servant where you don't put yourself first, where you put others first. And sometimes what can happen though is because you've done that and you don't deal with self care, you can actually burn yourself out. But I believe that Almighty God has blessed my family to understand the importance of self care. And so we try to do those kinds of things. Let me say one thing about that. I have a lot of Imam associates who work, and they didn't quite understand that yes, you have to work, but you also have to recharge. You have to recharge. So that means that you have to take some time for yourself and go away somewhere. Well, my wife and I would do it every year. Every year we are both working, we have kids. We had someone that would be able to stay with our children, and we would just go. And we said, if we go everywhere, and that's impossible, that when we retire, we just do it again. But don't wait, like some people say, wait until you retire, then go. No, you be so old, and you can't go nowhere. And all your money is spent because you got all these ailments and stuff. So we we put ourselves in the work, and I think that helps us as well. But we deal with self care, and that's so important. And so when you have the right mate, oh my God, that takes a lot of pressure off. Because if you don't have the right mate, that means that you're going to be fussing and fighting. That's going to be a part of what you do, which is going to take you away from the work that you do. But when you have a mate that's right there with you, then that means that you don't have to worry about it. That's why it says in Islam, you are halves before marriage, and then after marriage, you become one. So when you become one, it doesn't mean that you come with a half of a personality or she come with a half personality, because if you do, you're coming up short. So I tell them all the time, you have to have a full personality. You do, and you do. You come together and merge as one to have one unit. Because there's an old African proverb that says, if you want to go fast, go alone. But if you want to go far, go together. I think that's so beautiful. So my wife and I, we do a lot together, and so I'm so thankful that you asked me about that. So I will share it with her and see what she has to say. She is busy as ever though with her organization called Leaders by Choice, where she's using the arts and theater to help young people come into leadership qualities.
Absolutely. And I do believe in using the arts, using singing, dancing, acting. I remember was probably about probably 30 years ago having a theater at the church that I was at. I introduced theater there, and you'll be surprised how many people are saying, that's of the devil, that's not the. They brought more people in that church
That's right.
that production. I think we have about 70 actors, and I wrote the theater, I wrote everything, did the production, it was amazing. And they had more people to come and look at that than anything else they'd ever done, because people can relate to that. So what you're doing is very well needed.
Yeah.
Those of you out there where he's talking about self-care and balance, so many times we're told that if you dance, that's a sin. And I used to listen to that foolishness. I never forget, I was in a singing group, church singing group ministry when I was about 20 at Florida State. And the group, everybody started off about a size 2 or size 4, but they had this rule that if you used to dance or exercise or anything, that was of the devil. So in about a year, I looked and I was still a size 2, size 4, and all the other people had blown up to a 12 or 18.
That's right.
They actually believe like the sin to move. Child, I can do this, I can do right. Don't get me started now. So me and Ms. Fonda, we're just gonna be wonderful together, because we believe that the arts are so important, and that is incorporated in everything that you do. It's another language, and why should we give that up to the enemy, when we could use that as people of God? And you're a mogul, you're a man of God, and use that in a positive, inspirational manner. Don't you think that's correct?
And Chancellor, it's not just Christians that have that problem, because there are many Muslims groups and countries, etc., that have that problem. And then you have so many people who want to tell us African Americans what we can't do, like music is haram, which means unlawful. No, it's a certain type that is. But every country that you go into, Muslim country, you hear music, because music is something that every culture has. How you going to tell? One Imam said, "How are they going to tell us not to deal with music when it's in our soul? They'll kill us." It's in our soul, and it's like a universal language. Everybody has it. I appreciated seeing your family, your lovely family, when you were together and they had the little guitars and stuff together, and you were doing something for your mother that you said is not doing so well, but the family doing it together. That's such a wonderful thing. Do you realize how many people, they don't have that? Where the family is all going in different directions. They don't have that cohesiveness. They're not tight like that. So really, you're blessed. And we are blessed to be a part of you as well.
We're blessed. And unlike some people who have perfect families and perfect marriages, we don't have that. So what we do is that we make sure that every day we get together at 6 o'clock. Everybody has to put away the cell phones, put away the social media, put away every distraction, and they have to talk to each other, and they have to eat together, and we round robin who's cooking, who's doing what. So it's not all on one person, because nowadays you can't do that. Everybody has to help.
That's right.
That's important what you say, and I do want people to know that we don't have a perfect family. If you saw little Sudan, she was looking at us like, "Child, please, when is going to end?" And dancing. So
I saw her. I said, "Bless her soul." I saw her, but you know what? But you were there. You were there. And the thing is this: there's no such thing as a perfect family, but perfect practice leads to perfect. You got to practice this thing. You know how they used to say, if you're not feeling so good, put a smile on, and then when you put that smile on, eventually everything else will come into play and you'll start feeling better. Well, you could be in a particular mood if you like, but if you step it up, you're going to feel better. You're going to feel better. So you're right. We work at it. We work at it all the time. And that's what makes it work.
And the rewards. I wanted to ask you, you're doing so many initiatives, especially here at GODSU. I'm just going to list some so people can know. This gentleman here is, outside of myself, is the highest person in terms of sharing GODSU with folks. He's on our board and gives us ideas, great ideas on how to bring in funds, how to, to keep unity and cohesiveness. He's also one of our deans. Well, he was an assistant dean. Now he's coming in as a dean, and put together the Islamic studies, as well as just not anything with religion, but simply the marital courses that we have, that we are using his book. So he's developing a book, And we're not going to open that course until he has his book, because we want to promote what he's doing. See, it's too many times we go out there and pick Harry, Tommy, Sue, whatever, and don't look right beside you and see you have family who does that even better. A lot of people may say, well, in GODSU, they practice nepotism. It's only people they know. Like one person asked me, why is it that no one cannot get into GODSU unless someone recommends them? I said, because that's the way we would like it. We want to use the Holy Spirit in terms of discerning who we have around us. And that's the best way that you can do that.
That's
And so
right.
that's what we prefer, and that's what's worked for us. And we're going to keep doing that.
That's
So
right.
hope that works for you. And she says, that's a great answer. I said, I'm so glad that you believe that, because we weren't going to change it, honey.
That's
So
right.
something that we know the people that we have around us.
Yeah, that's important.
Because the instant that I met you, Imam Dr. Salahuddin, I was just like, he is amazing. And everybody said the same thing. And so you've just jumped in. And someone asked me yesterday if you'd been here for over 7 years. Someone asked me that.
Wow, wow, wow. Yeah.
Because they said they've never seen anybody who was just come in and so genuine and so loving. So I want to ask you, what are some of the other initiatives that you're working on as a leader besides just taking over GODSU by storm, which we welcome?
Well, the one of the things that I've been working with for the longest with the Muslim community is to bridge a divide that really is important, because what has divided the community has been artificial barriers. They shouldn't even exist, but they're artificial, like cultural things that the religion doesn't even, it's not in the religion itself, but it has become intertwined, so people think it's the religion. So what I do is I try to cut through that to show them what the religion says that we should be about, which you find in the book, the Quran, and you also find in the practice of Muhammad. But even greater than that is that I've always been here for people. I've been a people person all my life, even when I didn't realize it. And when I was going in another direction, and then God pulled me back to where I'm supposed to be, I always wanted to help people, because that's what I feel comfortable doing. That's what I want to do until I die. Now, if you notice, longevity in those things, being a chaplain for the Department of Correction, being the imam of the masjid at the college, longevity. So that should tell you something right there. If I'm a part of GODSU, I'm a part of GODSU for the long run, because that's what I do. I don't come in a minute and then I'm out. Nuh-uh. You in it, you in it, you in it. So you work through it. And when you become family, you don't divorce your family. You stay with the family, you work on it, and that's what you do. So it's about trying to get people to understand that we are all in this together. Interfaith cooperation has been a big thing on my plate. So I would sit with imams and priests and reverends and rabbis, and we would talk. And you know, the way we used to do it, we would first speak about an idea like mysticism in Christianity, mysticism in Judaism, mysticism in Islam. And as we began to talk over sharing a meal, because I think that's what grabs people, we all have our food cultures, then we would talk. And you know, we found out we have more in common than not. We have more in common than we don't. So therefore, we should rally around that, and not so much about the things that we differ in, and we can come together. You know, I used to go to the Salvation Army Training Academy to talk about Islam. And when I went there, when I would go there, I would see little publications called Chick publications. These little, I don't know if you ever saw them, but these little publications are put together by an evangelist, a Christian group that are against Catholics and Muslims. And so they have all kinds of strange things they put in comic book form, because they feel like people have a certain level and they will be able to pick it up easily. So I knew that that's where they was getting the information from. So when I went there, the way I would open up to try to be like the icebreaker, I would say, you know, I know a Christian that says, if you don't believe in Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior, you're going to hell. And I said, and I know a Muslim that said, if you don't believe in Allah and his messenger, you're going to hell. And then I would see them going back and forth. No, you're going to hell. No, you're going to hell. No, you're going to hell. I said, wait a minute. What are y'all talking about? That's not even in your purview. That's with God. But what is in your purview is that your children and my children are in the same class, in the same neighborhood. The problems that exist within the community affect all of us. That's what we should be concerned with. And that would break the ice, and we would have a very good conversation, because we should not be fighting each other because of doctrine or different religions. We shouldn't. We should be able to come together more than anybody else, because we both, all of us, not both of us, all of us say we believe in God. Now, when we come to those people who say they don't believe in God, they may be atheists or agnostic, etc., you still have a point where you can reach with them, because they may believe in their people. They may believe in just humanity. So work with them on that level. And we learn that from Buddhism. Buddhism said there's no God, but yet they have a moral foundation. So how do you reconcile that? Well, they believe in humanity, you see? So you work with that. And again, I find that when we do it, what happens? You build bridges. You build bridges. You build bridges, and you overcome all kinds of obstacles. And I love it. I love it so much.
I want to ask, what do you hope to accomplish as your legacy here at GODSU, and how has GODSU affected your definite purpose? Because you always had one.
Yes. So I would really hope and pray that, although I did not come in the very, very beginning, that when I came, that I became an essential part of GODSU to help to even make GODSU the operative word in most people's mouths, because of it being such an inclusive seminary and university that people will be dying to get to because of what it represents. That I hope that that will be written down as my legacy in terms of the end things that I've been doing, where I can devote more time to it because I'm not on a 9-to-5 type situation. I hope that that would be it, because again, to me, working for humanity is important. And this is the way that I wish to work for humanity, and to be within the vehicle of GODSU that's already set up to help people come in, to help people recognize that we are all a part of the human family. To me, that's it. So I love GODSU for that idea. I love GODSU for the principles that have been established, where we talk about the one God, we talk about one humanity, we talk about one earth, and we're all in this together.
That
So I
one,
hope that to do it. That's it. One embrace. One
yeah.
embrace.
And
You
we
know?
were doing that. We were doing that before Wakanda. People thought they invented it. We were always doing this, and somebody took it to Hollywood, and now Chadwick and everybody was doing that. But we've always been right there, right there. And how can we reach you? How can folks pour into your ministry? Please let them know by email, also by telephone. How can they reach you, Imam Dr. Salahuddin?
Okay, so my telephone number is 914-475-2605. And my email address is actually my website is imamsalahuddin.com. And my email address, I think an easy one to get to would be Salahuddin Muhammad 735 at gmail.com. They can get to me that way as well. And if they didn't get it, they come to GODSU, and GODSU will give it to them, and we can move on it that way. But yeah, I again, GODSU is such an important aspect of my life now. And I was like, where were you when I needed you? Well, when I needed you, you came into my life. So I'm happy. I'm happy. I feel like there's even more meaning, because again, it's not just my little circle within the Muslim community. That's one aspect of it,
Yeah.
but it's the whole world, and all of the things that we do is to bring everybody together.
Together,
And I
together.
love it. I love it. I love it.
We're resonating on the same frequency. You know,
Yes.
like with His Excellency Dakar, we finish each other's sentences. We come up with the same idea in different offices and meet in the middle and say, I was gonna, it's the same thing. Let's do it. you know, and so that's how the Holy Spirit works. And we love you completely, Imam, and we're so happy that every single week you're in the top 20. I'm the only one who's been able to do that. And you come, and now I don't feel like I'm a freak because there's somebody else, you know, who loves GODSU like I do and keep
Yes,
using
yes.
it. So thank you so much. And
Thank
we're
you.
going to move this section over to my handsome one. Look at this man. Look at, oh,
Yeah,
I can't
he's
say
something. He's something. He really is.
something. He's something.
Yeah,
So
he is.
His Excellency Dakar, Niall Alexander, my co-host, and I work for him. He owns and operates Dakar Marketing Tools, and I am his senior advisor and negotiator. So I work for him. So whenever I don't like something, I said, well, I like it this way. He says, I like it that way. I said, well, you the boss. So I do. I'm going to hand it to you, sir. Take it away.
Thank you for that wonderful introduction. All right. So let's get started with our outstanding global workers. First up, we have helping with community service, our Queen Mother, Her Excellency, Dr. Dolores Blakely, who is president of New Future Foundation, Inc., followed by helping with administrative work, our Vice Chancellor, His Excellency Dr. Willis Eubanks Chaplain, who is CEO of Global Alliance Technical Services, as well as our director, Her Excellency Cairo D.R. Eubanks, UNCSR, CLC, CEC Chaplain, who is CEO of Cairo Speaks, Cairo Writes. Helping with the GODSU app, we have Miss Black Talented Teen, the Miss Black USA title holder for the Sunshine State, Sudan A.L. Eubanks, who is CEO of Sudan Dolls, Games, and Apps, and the rest helped with public relationships for GODSU. Dr. Alicia Eubanks Young, chaplain, who is director of Hope's House. Peter Rock Ike Awuka Smarty, who is president of Africa Informer. We have Reverend Dr. Robert A. Spicer, Senior Chaplain, who is CEO of Restorative Strategies LLC. And we have our mogul for tonight,
Yes.
our Assistant Dean Imam, Dr. Salahuddin Muhammad Chaplain, who is founder of Muhammad's Marriage and Relationship Services.
All right, everyone. So happy to be with you all today. Again, well, I am just a humble servant, and I am a part of God's you, and I so much appreciate that. It's given me it's really enriched my life a lot to be connected with people who are about um, bringing some dignity and life to our people here on the shores of North America. So I'm happy about that. And I'm happy to be a part of it because I believe in it and I believe that it will put our people in a good place. So I'm thankful for that. I am the I am a part of, or rather, I have a business that I'm working with called Muhammad's Marriage and Relationship Services because too many folk need somebody in their life. They need somebody to help them to mend those broken bones in terms of the family relationships, in terms of marriages. They are suffering now all over the globe, and especially right here in America, and especially with COVID-19. So I'm here to try to help them as much as I can. My wife and I, we do counseling, we do coaching, we do facilitating for those who are trying to get married, want to get married, those who are married, or just people who are in a relationship already and they need help. And the way that you can get to me is by going to 914-475-2605, 914-475-2605, or you can go to imamsalahuddin.com to go to my website, and we'll get back to you. We'll get back to you. It's about helping folk where they need to be helped. And so because marriage is important, because when you have a healthy marriage, then you will have a healthy community. I believe that. And this is also some of what GODSU is talking about. We want to have healthy people with us. We want to have people who are strong, not people who are fighting each other, because we're talking about saving the world. We're talking about remaking the world. We can't do that if we're fighting each other. We have to be together. We have to be strong, and that's what we are about. And so I'm so appreciative of that. And I love the work that's being done by Her Excellency Dr. Diane and His Excellency Dakar. I mean, he does some serious work. Look at my jacket. Look at my jacket here. This is my jacket. My jacket. I wear it, and it has this on it. And people want to know what's that about, and I could explain it to them. All of us will have jackets like that. So I'm thankful. And you could have as many as you want. Right now, I only have one, but I hope to get some more. You can have as many as you want. But if you're graduating, then you need to have at least one. Okay? Thank you so much.
We have helping with public relationship for GODSU, Khalilah Johnson, Chaplain, who is CEO of Redefined Unlimited.
Hi, I'm Khalilah Johnson. I am an author. I am an executive coach. I am also the CEO of Redefined Unlimited. And it is an honor to be here. I thank you both for having me to this wonderful establishment and to be able to give you a little bit about myself. So I am a trauma and resilience expert. I am an intergenerational trauma survivor. I also am an author. I teach and help many women and men overcome their past. More specifically, I help natural born leaders regain their power after trauma and reconnect to their divine identity. It is my privilege to use my experience and my gifting, and as well as my practical understanding of trauma and being an overcomer to help others. And really, since I've been connected to GODSU, it's been such a blessing, and it comes right on point, right on time, because it further establishes me as someone that can connect with those that may not share my background, but it allows me to have a different perspective and understanding. And I am so grateful to be here and to be a part of this amazing university and seminary. It is such a pleasure and honor to be a part of this. And so I'm grateful. And so to just to say a little bit more about what I do, there are so many people that have been groomed in fear that they don't completely fulfill their destinies. And so knowing that I've been one of them, that's just a very, very powerful thing that I even see GODSU do. Allow people to know that there is so much more, and you give them the tools. And so I'm grateful to be a part of this. And you can reach me at KhalilahJohnson.com. That's my speaking platform. And Redefined Unlimited is where you would be able to locate a coach, one of our executive coaches, for any of your needs.
So
Awesome. Thank you. Bishop Dr. Reginald Benjamin, Chaplain, who is pastor, CEO, and bishop of Lighthouse Church Fellowship Center. Our Dean, Reverend Dr. Anne Marie Wilkinson, Chaplain, who is CEO of Shop Fashion Focus. Reverend Dr. Olashola Adeniji, Chaplain, who is Vice President of Peacemakers Evangelist Ministries and CEO of Women of Virtue Worldwide. Reverend Dr. Lalithia Davis, Chaplain, who is CEO and founder of Dior to Live in Overflow. Tess Timms, who is an author, speaker, and life coach. So we have Janena W. Amatullah Moxit, JD Chaplain, who is founder of Health and Wealth Wellness Achievement Haven, HAWWAH, and an impact marketing independent agent with the smartest wealth systems.
Thank you for inviting me to be here, and it is a pleasure to be here. And as you said, my name is Janena Amatullah Moxit, and my company is HAWA, and that is Health and Wealth Wellness Achievement Haven. And ironically, those acronyms are the Arabic for Eve, which is the mother of humanity. I am very, very, very interested and dedicated to the health and the wealth of my community, the outer community, and the world. And if you don't have your health, wealth means nothing because you'll spend it all on trying to achieve your health. And if you don't have wealth and you're unhealthy, then you're lost because there is no way to get health in this society. Hopefully soon it would not cost to get well if you're unhealthy, but right now you need your wealth. And I am also glad to be a part of the global GODSU because this extends to the world. This organization is a godsend. It extends to not just our community, but globally. And, you know, that's magnificent to be global in achievements in your goals, in our goals. And so I am just thankful to be a part of it. And I'm thankful to be able to expand and help people through this network, through this organization. Now, what I'm talking about today is dealing with wealth. And because if you don't have wealth, as I said, and you're not well, then you'll spend all, you know, you're just miserable. But with wealth, you know, someone said, well, you know, I have been unhealthy and wealthy, and I've been unhealthy and not wealthy. And I tell you, it's better to be unhealthy and wealthy so that you have a chance on getting well. And so with the smartest wealth systems that I work with, I'm an independent representative of them. And what we do is we help families, individuals and families and businesses to become financially independent, to become their own bankers, so to say, to open their own private family banks so that they can control the wealth, so they can build their wealth and they can keep it within their family. And they can become, instead of going to a bank to borrow to say, get a mortgage or get a car, you go to your own bank. You know, you can virtually stand in front of the mirror and say, listen, Janena, I want to get a car. I want to buy this home. And you're accepted. You don't have to go through any of the paperwork and everything of that. And that's the power of being your own family bank. And so that is what I am talking about today. And if you want to find out more information on this, and also how to become a representative doing this, you can contact me at JWAM, as in Mary, the number 1, smartestwealth.com. So let me just say that again, because I don't want to get it mixed up here. JWAM, the number 1, smartest, SMARTEST, wealth, WELTH.com. And again, I thank GODSU so much for inviting me. And I thank Imam Salahuddin Muhammad because he was the one that presented me and proposed me to the organization. And I'm so glad he did. And I'm so glad that I am here and working with GODSU to graduate with honors. Thank you so much.
Amen. Amen.
Yes, thank you. GODSU Administrative Assistant, Her Excellency, Dr. Arlene Span Chaplain, who is founder of Arlene Sweats. We have Assistant Dean, Dr. Charles Olawale, Principal Consultant at Graffiti Consultant Inc., MFL Commissioner of Africa. We have Dr. Damian Friend, who is CEO of Creative Insights Limited. And we have myself, and I helped with administrative work. I am Director, His Excellency Dakar Chaplain, and I'm the CEO of Dakar Marketing Tools. And I also help at GODSU as Director of Operations. And you see some of our work in front of you. Imam Dr. Salahuddin, our mogul, he's wearing his GODSU jacket. And you see our African American, oh, there you go. We have our African American history Bibles that you see. And also we have our jackets. You can also get your company embroidered there. And that's the magazine that's gonna be featuring all of you. Yes, over 300-page magazine. Yes. And all the virtual backgrounds was done by Dakar Marketing Tools. And you can contact us by texting 754-260-5157. You can visit our website, DakarMarketingTools.com, and you can shoot us an email at info@DakarMarketingTools.com. And now, without any further ado, we have my co-host that I have next to me. We have our GODSU Chancellor, the Right Honorable Her Excellency, Reverend Dr. Diane Moore-Eubanks, JD Chaplain. And if it wasn't for her, we wouldn't be here because she is the founder of our show and of the university. So without any further ado, please take us away.
Oh my goodness, that's a mouthful. Everyone, I'm the chief servant leader here. I'm the one that doesn't mind doing anything. There's nothing beneath me. It brought me to when I had my law firm in Washington, D.C. I had several law firms, several locations. And when we had clients coming in, there was a janitor that was supposed to clean the bathroom, but I would inspect it before every client and I would clean it. I mean, everybody has a different level of excellence. And I think from the floor all the way to the ceiling, to how you dress, to how you speak, and customer service, proficiency, everything should be 5-star, not 4-star, 5-star. And so, you know, here at GODSU, I may have the highest title, but I'm also willing to do everything that's necessary to make sure that the students are taken care of, that the mission of God is taken care of, that is one race human in one space, earth, with one embrace, which is love. And that's what you ought to feel. And sometimes you may not feel it because you might be like, man, that Dr. Diane, she's tough. Some even could say, man, she's mean. And they say that until they've gone through everything and they say, oh my goodness, what a blessing. I didn't know I was supposed to do this. I didn't know how that's supposed to happen. And it reminds me of a parent. You know, when you're a parent, your kids many times literally hate you. You know, why you teach me to put on my clothes? Why can't I just crawl all day? Why do I have to even know how to potty train? You know, you could just do that for me. What, you know, why, you know? And the bottom line is that we love you here. We do the best for you. And we see in you something that maybe no one has ever told you had. You know, we see the giant in you. We see the strength in you. We see the miracle that is you. And because of that, that's how we show our love, by taking you to the next level and to the next level. So anybody who's come here, no matter how high they are, we've always been able to take them to the next level, even higher in certain areas than we are, because that's their calling. Everybody has a different calling. So never measure yourself up or, you know, by somebody else, because everyone has their definite purpose and everyone's purpose is different. If you ever take a 1,000-piece puzzle and throw it down, if every piece was the exact same dimension, you would never be able to do the puzzle. Everybody comes in different shapes, different sizes, different colors. But when you put them all together, you have a beautiful picture. And that's why here at GODSU, so what if you're shaped like this, or if your skin is like this, or if you're this big or this small or this tall, whatever, you're part of the diversity. You're part of the tapestry that makes you unique and your unique fit to GODSU. I just made that up. Write that down. Oh my goodness,
We
that
have
one.
it, we have it documented.
You have it
now.
documented? That's a good one. Put it in my book. All right. So I would just like to extend a special appreciation to the GODSU leaders listed above, all 20 of you, and our top 3 that's here with us today that took the time to make sure that they reached out to you. And don't just listen to this and walk away. Write down their names. Write down their specialties, their emails, their phone numbers, their websites, and reach out to them. These folks have been vetted, tried, and true. They're not going to be on the cover of any newspaper for doing any foolishness. You know, you see all these people out there that other people prop up, and you find out later on they're scammers and fraudsters. Not here at GODSU. No, we have the best of the best. We know that because God sent them. It's God's university. There's nobody else's name on this. God told us to do that because he wanted that level of excellence. All right. That's why that's not Eubanks' university. It's not going to be the Browns University or anybody's name. This belongs to the creator. Okay. We especially want to thank those who have provided the names, emails, and phone numbers for the referrals. GODSU is grateful for the opportunity to add more workers of God, more global over days to our websites, to our database, as well as to register for our educational program. So we're so grateful. I am the chief servant leader here at Global Over Day Seminary University, where we have all these great courses. I know that Desmond, Dr. Khalilah is going to bring in some wonderful courses that to help people who are going through different trauma. I know that Desmond, Dr. Janena has wonderful courses that has to do with all of her specialties. And of course, our wonderful, wonderful Imam, Dr. Salahuddin Mohammed, who's an expert on marital counseling and families being as one, as well as all the Islamic studies, the Islamic chaplaincy, and all the other wonderful things that we do here. So this is not to be taken lightly. We need you to use these experts. We need you to ring their phones, send their emails, go on their websites and get their services because their services are stamped and endorsed by Global Over Day Seminary and University. I'm also the provost of our Global Bible Institute, which is a Christian seminary. I am on the board, executive board of the Minor Football League, the MFL, and they are the only professional developmental football team that feeds into the NFL, the National Football League. I'm also the first woman owner to have acquired on her own, without her husband and her daddy giving it to her, a professional football team, which is the Fort Lauderdale 49ers under the MFL. I am a licensed financial service advisor with Invita Financial Network. And Invita Financial Network, what we do there is we help you with your financial services, your financial literacy, ensure you have your proper, when you make all that money with Dr. Janena, then you can come over here and so you know how you need to position yourself, the different accounts you need to open to ensure that your children and grandchildren can have accounts that are similar to having millions of dollars. We can show you how to do that. So we do that here, and we have folks that can help you in all 50 states. I'm also the national president for the New Future Foundation, Inc., the Jamaica chapter, under the auspices of Queen Mother, Dr. Dolores Blakely, who has been in the UN for how many years?
51 years.
51 years, older than some of y'all. That's right. She's been there and done great work with Nelson Mandela, worked with some of the greatest people in the UN. She's worked closely with them. And so I'm over her Jamaica chapter, and we help the young children there in terms of domestic abuse, talk to them about ensuring that they're not taken advantage by family members or on the road, that type of thing. We bring food, clothes, solar calculators, as well as computer services and computer products to Jamaica to help several of the schools there. And with that said, we just want to make sure that you realize I am dressed in graduation garb because everybody you see on here is taking part in our fantastic, outstanding graduation that's coming up December 11th and 12th. You have one of the main speakers here and moderators, Imam Dr. Salahuddin. You also have a speaker, the co-chaplaincy speaker will be Mr. and Mrs. Chaplains, Khalilah and Michael Johnson. They are here. And of course, on our panels, we're going to have the great Janina. She's going to be on there. So we just have so much for you. You know, please, please, please look at how you can get your tickets. This is going to be outstanding. You don't want to miss it. So like, share, subscribe, and comment, but register. Stop complaining about the man. Stop complaining about this person, that person, this race, whatever, holding you down, when what's holding you down is you not taking that little finger of yours and press it on that button and getting that ticket that's going to give you those tools to change your life. Here at GODSU, we don't take excuses because we don't make excuses. What we've done is provided for you a pathway to success, a pathway to your definite purpose. And at the end of our Empower You conference, you'll have tools that immediately you can use those to execute and to change your own life. So with that said, thank you. I'm going to hand it over to my handsome co-host here, His Excellency Dakar. Take it away.
Yes, like our Chancellor said, you definitely want to register. You can see the information on the screen. Please stick around for some more messages. And remember, we have our God Success Teach and Pray every morning at 7:30 in the morning. And you can't, if you want, you can watch our previous episodes of our Wednesday Icon Talk. Thank you. Hi, I am His Excellency Dakar, and I am Director of Operations at GODSU, and I am the CEO of Dakar Marketing Tools.
Hi, I'm Diane. I'm the CEO and founder of Sudan Dolls and Sudan Apps. I'm also a huge community service person, so I founded Reading Reformed.
Hello, my name is Her Excellency Khalilah. I'm the Director of the Junior Ambassador Program here at GODSU. I'm also in Miss Broward County and the CEO of Cairo Speaks Cairo Rights.
Hi, I'm Dr. Moore-Eubanks, Vice Chancellor of Global Overday Seminary University, as well as CEO of Global Alliance Technical Services. Thank you and welcome.
I am Her Excellency, Reverend Dr. Diane Moore-Eubanks, and we are the leaders, some of the leaders here at Global Overday Seminary University, and we want to invite you to join us for our upcoming Empower You conference, and we have information if you would like to register and be a part of us. Do we love them here at GODSU? Yes! God bless you, and please listen to the information we have afterwards. Thank you.
Global Ovid Day Seminary and University GODSU is a 501c3 interfaith e-learning Global Florida Department of Education Commission of Independent Studies approved degree issuing religious institution of higher learning under Florida Statute 1005.061F in Miramar, Florida, a suburb of Fort Lauderdale suburbs. Our curricula include programs like our theology diploma, bachelor's, master's, and PhD programs, which are designed for students called to the ministries of teaching and preaching. Program enrollees include pastors, evangelists, missionaries, and laypersons. Our additional courses: Entrepreneurial Studies, premier self-development courses on wealth building. We also offer a mini course for youth, the Junior Ambassador Youth Public Speaking, to gain professional and personal skills. Chaplaincy Diploma, Love and Spiritual, Interfaith, and Christian programs. Chaplains are trained, certified leaders attached to either a religious and/or non-religious institution or organization. Cybersecurity IT courses. Our licensed instructor has a 95% pass rate compared to the 30% national average for CompTIA accredited courses, such as Security Plus and Network Plus. 40% of our alum who've gone through our prestigious GODSU honors programs have also previously matriculated through their earned doctorate programs. Our alum include physicians, ambassadors, statesmen and stateswomen, icons and billionaires, religious leaders, titans in business, global philanthropists such as Ambassador of Ghana to the United States, His Excellency Dr. Bafor A.J. Bewa, Ambassador of Nigeria to the United States, His Excellency Dr. Sylvanus Musafor, billionaire builder and dean, His Excellency Dr. Michael V. Roberts, former Maritime Minister, Government of Nigeria, Honorable Dr. Leke Olawale, President of FraserNet and Fraser Nation and Power Networking Conference Dean, His Excellency Dr. George Fraser. Our world-class and esteemed professors include Attorney Her Excellency Reverend Dr. Diane Moore-Eubanks, PhD, Chancellor. Physician Dr. Eric Bizetsky, Clinical Health and Nutrition and GODSU Medical Expert. Physician Her Excellency Rhoda Makinde, PhD, Chief Medical Doctor, GODSU, Medical Missions. Dean Michael V. Roberts, JD, PhD, Dean of Entrepreneurship Studies. Dean George Fraser, PhD, Personal Development Studies. Dean Kyra Eubanks, Dean of Junior Ambassador. Professor Willis Eubanks, PhD, Dean of Cybersecurity Program. Professor Reverend Dr. Joseph Hickman, Associate Professor, Theology Program. Professor Imam Dr. Talib Sharif, Professor Interfaith Program and Chaplaincy. Professor Reverend Dr. William Blake, Theology Program Curriculum Development. Professor His Excellency Dakar, Ethical and Successful Marketing